Hello, everybody. It's Coach Mike here. It's the EMDEM show. It is 10 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time. It's Friday. Hope you guys doing really, really good. So we got a special guest coming on today, Flavie Berleand, beautiful coach. So I think she's waiting backstage right now, if I'm not mistaken. She's waiting backstage. So if we're really, really, really patient, we'll get to see her right away. So let's see if we can bring her on here today. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different things. So here she is. There she is. Hello, Flavie. How's it going? Good to see you. What's going on over there today?
Yes, I'm so glad to be here with you. Can you imagine? You're in Canada, I'm in France, and we have the privilege,
Yeah,
to be together on your podcast. How amazing is it?
yeah, that's pretty cool. France to Canada. That's yeah. I think we got about a 7 or 8 hour difference or something. Is it 7 hours? Yeah,
7 hours. Yeah.
cool. So here, I just got a little bit of a intro for Flavie. So Flavie's a high performance coach and intuitive mentor for heart centered women entrepreneurs. After spending 17 years climbing the corporate ladder in talent development, she walked away from her high six-figure career to align with her true calling, helping ambitious women defy the norm, break free from self-doubt, and create deeply fulfilling success on their own terms. She guides highly achieving entrepreneurs to unlock their hidden blocks, trust their inner knowing, and build businesses that reflect their soul's purpose. Through her signature revolution movement and transformational experiences like the Next Era Experience and the Align Experience, Flavie empowers women to stop playing small, embrace their uniqueness, and lead with unshakable clarity. She's not here to offer cookie cutter strategies. She's here to activate a radical shift in how women show up, make decisions, and claim their next level of success. Whether through her private coaching, live experiences, or her intuitive deep dives, Flavie is the catalyst for women who are ready to stop doubting and start leading. If you're feeling the pull to break free from your old limitations and step into your full potential, Flavie is the mentor who will challenge, support, and guide you into your most powerful aligned self. Wow, that's beautiful. So, can you tell us a little bit about where you came from, where you are now, and then what your vision is for where you're about to take all of the stuff you're getting yourself
Yes.
into?
I think that's the question of the day. I just finished like half an hour ago with my client, and she was, but Flavie, what is your ambition? I was, okay, let's go. So a bit about me. So as you shared, I have 17 years in human resources, and I didn't even know how I ended this because initially I was meant to become an athlete, but life happened. I had an accident. I broke my knee just at the moment of the World Cup soccer. I'm sorry, I'm French, so we say soccer, football. No,
Yeah, yeah.
and I remember it was 1998. Is that the only? Well, maybe not. Maybe won twice, but this year we won the World Cup. And I remember I was at the hospital, so my life in a way changed because I was meant to not going to the standard school, but like the one for high athlete. But
Hmm.
no, finally I was okay. What will I do of my life now that I can't be an athlete anymore? I cannot compete. So I said, okay, I'm just going to do like everybody else. And at that time, I remember that one specific moment just changed my life because when my parents divorced, what happened is my father kicked us out of the house
Wow.
with my mom. That he fired because they were working together. And that day, I made to myself a promise that I will be financially free from any man. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna be do high study. I'm gonna have the best, position in companies.
yeah.
But this is what I did: climbing the ladder, always looking for the next level of achievement, the next promotion, the next level of salary. But it was never enough, and I was never satisfied. But I didn't really
Hmm.
enjoy, the money that I was receiving, and I was not even 40s that I had a level of salary beyond most of the executive you can find in France. And I was, something's wrong because
Yeah.
why am I not happy? What am I not fulfilled? I have everything, that you should have to be happy: a family, a house, a husband, a great job. I'm traveling all around the world with my job. But no, something was missing. And so when suddenly, COVID hit, it was for me like, oh my God, I rediscovered life. There is life out of work. And so at that moment, I've been really touched by everything that was going on. And I decided at that moment to create my business. but I started by just sending candles, basic stuff. And after I was, okay, let's have more impact. So I started with life coaching because while I was an HR, I was also trained to coach people because I was working with C level. So it was important to bring them to a higher level. So
Yeah.
I was trained in coaching and I was, what if I was using this for other people? And that's how I started my entrepreneurship journey, which has been, like a roller coaster, if I'm completely honest, because I started in French doing life coaching. And after one day, I discovered a guy called Tony Robbins. And after there a guy called Dean Graziosi. And here I completely shifted and I stopped working with French people and I decided to go all in internationally and in English. And so I completely shifted my business,
Wow.
and something I didn't expect was that a year later, I would get pregnant and I would have a surprise,
That'll change.
completely
Yeah.
unexpected when I was on my way to quit my job. And I was, okay, I have the choice. Or I stay in that position, still well paid and so on, or I take a leap of faith. And this is what I did. While I barely, delivered, I decided to quit my six-figure job and go all in
Ooh.
my business. And so now, yes, I'm helping women entrepreneurs to stop limiting themselves, to just embrace their full potential and just reveal who they are meant to be.
So how scary was that, given the fact that I think you said you're just pregnant, you're gonna have a new child on the way, and you got all this stuff going on, everything seems perfect in your life. You quit your job to go into unknown territory. How did you navigate that, and what was your mindset in going into that? Because that would have to be a little bit of uncertainty, and a little bit of scary going into that. So how did you have the faith to be able to say, okay, I'm done this. Now I'm going to go into this. How did that look for you?
So I have been, preparing, let's say, my transition over 3 years, but it's true that not in English. And so it was like starting from scratch. But for me, it was okay, if I return to my job after my maternity leave, I'm going to lose the momentum. I won't have any more, the time and everything that I have if I return to my job. And for me, life is meant to be experienced. And I don't want a life of regret. So I was, okay, what is the risk? I failed. Okay, so what is then the next risk? Okay, I need to find a new job. Is it such a big deal?
Yeah.
No. Okay, I will never find again the level of salary that I had when I was an employee. Fine. But is it the end? No. So I was, what if I give it all and I do my best to have a successful business? And I quit my job almost a year and a half ago, and I'm still there. So I'm so happy. And
Wow.
yes, and I see
Yeah.
beyond that because it's also what is the example I want also to give to my kids, because now I have three kids. I don't have just one, I have three. So I have almost a 2 years old, and my oldest one is 10. And I love when my daughter is coming and say, "Oh, mom, I love what we're doing on Canva." And last time she came to me and say, "Can I use Canva and I can create stickers?" And I was, "What do you want to do with your stickers?" She was, "Oh, I could create, something for Christmas, something from Easter, something for Valentine's
Yeah.
Day, and I can sell it to my friends." And I was, "Oh, that's how you start, to create future entrepreneurs." And I was, I
Entrepreneurship.
love
Yeah.
this. I love this. So
Yeah.
giving also possibilities for others.
Yeah, that's awesome that your kids see you doing your entrepreneurship, following your dreams, following your passion, and making yourself happy, and then she takes that and like starts doing the same type of things too. So there's modeling for your children. So you're being a good example of a
Yeah.
model of a mother, an entrepreneur, and a leader, and empowering women. So people usually follow their leaders. So you're going to be a good example for your kids going
Yes,
forward too, which is
exactly. And
pretty awesome.
my son, when I said, okay, mom will have to return to work, he started crying because it means also that I had to commute 3 days a week to Paris. And he was, I don't want you to leave. And I was,
Wow.
I don't want to commute neither. And on the other side, it was also the fact that when I hear my son kids and my both kids say, but mom, every time we see you with your clients, you're smiling, you're fun, you're dancing, you're celebrating. It's like, you're not the same than when you were in your job. And I was, yes, because I'm doing
Yeah.
something that I just love. And for me, I know that most of my family say, Flavie, you work all the time. But on my side, it's I don't work. I just do what I love. So for me, time is just flying. I love serving my clients.
Yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, because you when you follow your dreams and you follow your passion, you follow something that you love. It isn't work, and then your children see how happy you are. But most people, in my experience, when they go to their job, they're not happy. They're working for someone that they might not necessarily like either, and because they have to get that paycheck all the time. But now you have a entrepreneurship where you're happy. It's not feeling like work, and you're smiling and you're joyful and you're excited the whole time. So again, that spills over into your relationships with your husband and into your kids and to all your other client relationships. So that's like huge. But people are afraid to do that. But if you just took the
Exactly.
leap and you made the systems, and then you mentioned Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, how can you tell us how you kind of stumbled upon
Yeah.
those guys?
So you
That'd be
have to
interesting.
know that Tony Dean Graziosi, it's absolutely unknown in France. No one knows him. No one knows him. Tony Robbins, it's a bit more famous because we can find some of his books, in a library. But in a way, I don't know why the French government is not authorizing him to come to France, so he's not so famous. And I remember I had one of my mentor in 2022. She was, Flavie, you need to watch I'm Not Your Guru. And at the time, it was, no, I'm here to develop my business. I don't have time to binge in front of Netflix. It's no, I don't want to spend two
Yeah.
hours watching TV. And you have to watch it. And I was, okay, I'm going to take a bit of time and watch it. And I remember I didn't even finish the movies that I was, when is the next event? When is the next event? I need to book something with that guy. And life is magic
Yeah.
because I remember it was June and July 2022, we had UPW virtual. And so I found some tickets and I'm in. And that's how I discovered Tony. I did my first UPW and there I discovered Dean. And it was like 1 month later, it was doing Time to Thrive. And for me, this online world was brand new. I was doing my business, my stuff using Instagram. I was live daily for 325 days. I did I said, okay, I'm going to do 365, but
Yeah.
I was pregnant. I delivered. I remember I did a live the day of my inducement and I did a live the day
Wow.
after my delivery. But after
Holy.
365, I said I was done. And and I remember that at the time, so they were doing that 5 day event, and I was doing my business, and suddenly, it's like, oh my God, there is a word there existing to launch really an online business. And so that's how I discovered Dean, and I'm all in. And I started to take his first program, second program, third program, and now I'm in his very high level mastermind. So I have the privilege to go and travel 3 times a year to meet
Wow.
with Dean Graziosi in person, most of the time even in his office in Scottsdale, and meeting with other 6, 7, sometimes 8, 9 figures entrepreneurs. So
Wow.
sometimes it's just looking to what you can do. And I love what you shared. It says that yes, it's a leap of faith, and most of the time you are afraid of taking a leap because it's something that you don't know. And when you don't know, you're, oh, I don't know
Mhm.
if I can do it. But when you do it, you discover everything you're capable of doing, and that's pure magic.
Yeah, that's amazing because it's a lot of people just say I can't do it. It's too
Yes,
scary. It's unknown. I can't see the path ahead of me, but that's the path gets illuminated for you each step you take forward. Like you say, it's magic, so you don't know, but if you keep taking the steps and doing the work and showing up every day, then things just keep happening and yeah, the steps keep coming forward for
exactly.
you.
And it's not coming, from one day to another. It asks you persistence, repetition, definitely. And yes, there were days where I was, okay, I don't believe in it anymore. Sometimes, I was doing some launch and it was like crickets, really crickets. And like here,
Yeah.
I have already like 35 people to register for my event next week. And it's like, wow, it's just pure magic. And it's all also about the connection. the people. And most of the time, we stay focused on the result. I want to achieve this amount per month. But take the time to appreciate, all the journey, all the people I've been able to meet, all the people, I've been able to exchange. Just like you, we met within Mastermind. And how
Mm-hmm,
magic
mm-hmm.
is it to say, okay, now we can connect together. I can be a guest on your podcast. And that would not have been possible if that day I didn't take that decision to just invest in me,
Mm-hmm.
to just give me a try. We often think by default, I'm going to fail. But what if I fly? What if I succeed? I know that it's easier to think that no, it won't work. And so many people around you are going to say, you're crazy because, oh my God, so many people say, are you sure? You just have a kid. Are you sure that you want to quit your job? It's so dangerous. You won't have the safety. I know, I know, but let me try and live my dream. Please, please. So
Mm-hmm.
it asks you, to just have faith in you and confidence in you to say, okay, I'm going to do it the best I can to make it happen.
Yeah, that's amazing. And how we met on Mastermind was, yeah, you meet so many good people, and if people are looking to meet
Exactly.
good people, and you have to be around the environments. Yeah, if you're in a bad environment at home or if you're in a bad environment at work, those are truly not going to be good for you because you're stuck and you figure this is the only place that I can be. It's almost like a
Exactly.
jail. And then you're hanging around people with all the same type of mindset. And well, we have to do this, and they're complaining and whining and moaning about everything, but they're not doing anything about it. So if you want to do something about it, you basically have to get out of that environment that you're in and meet new people and do new things and do things differently than you're doing
Yeah,
right now.
definitely.
So that's totally amazing. And then you talked about an event you got going on next week. Can you tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about
so next
that?
week I am organizing my first 3-day event because I have done a lot of workshop, a lot of different experience, but this one is a bit different. So it's gonna be 3 days, 1 hour per day. It's noon EST, 9 a.m. PST, and it's 3 days where so it's mainly for women, but I let men join me because they might know women who might need after to hear what I'm going to share. And so they can invite them to the event
Hmm.
because I see so many women, limiting themselves, doubting about their ability, second guessing that if they can do or cannot do. And it's like having these ceilings, these glass ceilings that sometimes we put ourselves. And this event is just to help most of us, most because it was my journey, to say, I'm not capable, I don't know, or just not trusting fully myself. And through those 3 days, I really want to help a maximum of person to just get consciousness of what is blocking you. And once you have this awareness, you can just unlock the next level of success, potential, fulfillment. But first, you need to know what is preventing you from being successful or happy. Because what happened most of the time, what people do is take books, they buy courses, they take coaches, and they work on the strategy, but we rarely work on us. Because if we look, what is
Hmm.
preventing you from being successful or happy? It's you, but you never think to work on you. So, yes, you're going to do what we call sometimes shadow work, working on myself and this and that, but you do it alone. And most of the time, you stay on a superficial level. You don't go on the root cause. What is really the reason why you have those behaviors? Why are you reacting that way? Because it's not just coming from a recent conversation. Most of the time, it's coming from much, much, much longer. And so, my
Yeah.
ability, and that's a bit, let's say, my gift, is to be able to find the root cause. And after, when we have find what is really preventing you from this, it's okay, now let's go to achieve the next level. And it's by helping you to be more confident, to just allowing yourself to dream, to believe in yourself. So it's more than just a mindset work, because if you don't feel it, if you don't embody it, you can't make it happen. So I really created as an experience, and I have a small gamification where you can gain points, because even if you don't want after to continue maybe the journey with me, you can maybe try what is it to work with me. So I have created also a gamification, and it's just a whole experience just before the experience. So yes, I'm so excited about what is coming next week.
Yeah, that sounds like beautiful. So, do you find that it's the same types of things that are holding people back, or do people even look at themselves and stand back and say, okay, what's stopping me? The doubts, the fears, the imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough. People don't tell me I can't do it. It's like too scary. So what are the main things that people that's holding people back from doing it?
So I think that men think definitely are imposter syndrome because when you think of where you are in your life, sometimes you're, but am I good enough? And can I really do it? And
Hmm.
I just want to remind to everyone that whatever you are starting, you're never starting from scratch. You start with all your experience. When I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I had already like mm, 14 years in human resources and I've been working in talent management. So I know what is it to seek the potential, to develop it, to unleash it. But myself too, I was, but who am I to start, a coaching program, becoming a coach, and so on. And we're adapting from ourselves most of the time because of what we have been hearing from the society
Yep.
most of the time. Because, we are nowadays in a society where you need to work hard to prove your worth. But it's not true. You don't need to work hard. You don't need to kill yourself, to say, okay, I'm worthy enough. So it's all those, let's say, noises that the industry that the society is providing you, that is giving you so much fears, doubt, and uncertainty. So most of the time it's coming also from your childhood, your education,
Yeah.
because I see that most of the time the way you have been raised, people who really had, let's say, mindful parents, where your relationship with your parents has been beautiful. They never told you that you were crap or whatsoever. I've seen it. They have so much confidence in themselves and they don't even doubt. But people who had parents, sometimes divorced parents, who had
Hmm.
alcoholic parents or addict parents, who
Yeah.
where the parents say, yes, you're such a crap and you will never do anything of your life, or teacher who told these to you as a kid. Oh my God, you don't imagine how what it can create to people. Because these are things
Hmm.
that you have been hearing as a kid, but you are still holding those words in you today as an adult, sometimes 30, 40, 60 years later. And that is what
Yeah.
creating
Yeah.
most of the time, most of your uncertainty, fears, and doubt.
Yeah. So it's interesting that the majority of the people here know they keep on hearing what you can't do. You keep on hearing the
Yes.
negative. It's like this is like people complaining. So it's interesting and refreshing that there is another way that people can but like you say, they have to program that in
In
their
the physiology.
physiology and they have to get they have to get the other stuff out and then they got to put
Yeah.
the new stuff in. So it's almost like creating a new identity for themselves, and then they have to hear that they can be encouraged. They have to hear that they can do it, because a lot of the times going through childhood, like you say, if you don't have good role models growing up, if you
Mm,
have poor coach, your parents don't know how to parent and they're in a divorce or they're fighting with each other all the time, that's what you see as a child. And it's like this is how life is. So if you
mm.
meet someone that is encouraging and showing you what you can do and your abilities, and that's like awesome. So that's exactly what you do in your programs, and that's like everyone should be doing that. But again,
Yeah.
how do you get people to first of all say, okay, I'm into this? They have to kind of flip their brain to say, yeah, I'm into this, and then it's like, how do they get past that doubt and that fear and that imposter syndrome to step into their most powerful self, to be able to keep on going? And they have to keep doing that repetitively. Over the repetitive content that goes on in their brain has to kind of change, right?
Yeah. So the first thing I like to share is, everything for me is energy. So you need to release things to make space to
Hmm.
welcome new things. So you need to remove what is not serving you anymore, because how many times you are holding regrets, responsibilities, and all those kind of things which are not belonging to you anymore. And sometimes you are holding things from your past that is not serving you anymore. So first
Yeah.
is just removing these to make space to welcome something new. And after, I know that something super powerful, it's I believe in you more than you do believe in yourself. And
Hmm.
that is super powerful too. But
Yeah.
my real ability, is to find really the root cause. And when we find the root cause, just to give you an example of a story that happened with one of my clients, I'm not saying that this is going to happen to everybody. I
Hmm.
just want to put like a disclaimer, but I had a lady, she came because, she was stuck at 5K per month. And she was holding herself back on video. Like she was so much in control of her image. And
Yeah.
when we had our session together, I was, okay, tell me what happened when you were younger? Because I had the feelings that there was something related to her childhood. And I asked her, have you ever been harassed? And here it was like she froze because she forgot the moment. But she
Hmm.
has been harassed when she has been kid, she had been bullied. And
Yeah.
from that day, even if she didn't consciously remember it, subconsciously it was still there. And
Hmm.
today, it was like 20 years later, as an entrepreneur, she was so much in control of her image that it was like, bleh, not
Yeah.
fake, but it was not full of life. And when she took consciousness of this, it was like, oh my God, a breakthrough moment for her. And I said, okay, are you okay if the next time, instead of having a video pre-recorded, you go live. You go live on Facebook, you go live on Instagram, and you just show who you are, not with all those restrictions, this control, and so on. And she was, oh my God, that's a challenge, but I'm ready. I said, if this is the next level that you want to achieve, just try it. And
Hmm.
she understood that the fact that she has been bullied when she was younger doesn't mean that she will be today. And
Hmm.
sometimes you need to have some reminders. You are always disturbing the one who don't do anything. So
Hmm.
let them talk. You know, we to one extent we all have haters. That's part of life. That's part of your growth. And it means that if you have haters, people are watching you. So it
Yeah.
can be a good thing, And all the things, it's how can I change something negative into something more positive, at least more empowering to me. And believe me or not, the week after she went live, she continued everything but just changed that thing. She reached her first 10K because she just get consciousness about what has been blocking her. It was invisible, it was subconscious,
Yeah.
but it was there. And it was that simple for her. But most of the time, when you have to just take over your question on the imposter syndrome, one of the tip I love to share is remember all the moment where, depending on the situation, you have done the thing and had a positive result because you are not starting from scratch. And that's where, I love to share that when you have client, you can have a book where you write all the feedback of your clients. And when you're adapting, remember all the good things they said about you. And sometimes it's just about remembering. We
Hmm.
think that we need to change so many things, but you just need to remember you've experimented once. So it's here, it's ingrained, in your body. You just need to wake it up again.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. I think Tony wrote a book on that, Awakening the Giant Within. Have you heard
Yeah,
of? Yeah, Awakening the Giant Within. Yeah. So that's yeah, people remembering who they are
they
when they
are.
did something positive, how they felt
Exactly.
and how they did that, and kind of reprogramming that into them
Exactly.
over and over again, and getting rid of like the don't
It's
have to
here.
care what
So
people think. Yeah.
repeat it. You just need to repeat it and make it like, initially it's like it's not
Yeah.
normal. Yeah. And after it's just becoming a habit, it's becoming a new, it's like something in you. You don't have to force it anymore because it's
Yeah.
becoming automatic. It's like brushing your teeth or doing those kind of things. It's becoming normal. So you just need to remember that you have lived it once. Maybe
Hmm.
not the same intensity, but it's there. And after, you just, okay, I'm just going to reconnect to that part of me which has been there, and I'm happy to find it back because I forgot about it. And
Hmm.
most of the time we think more of what cannot work than what can work. So it's okay.
Yeah.
I will not let that thought, bring me. And it's like I don't know if you are familiar with the Brook model, but every circumstance are neutral, is neutral. But your
Mhm.
thoughts are creating emotion. Your emotion gonna drive you or not to take action. And this is
Yeah.
those actions that gonna drive your results. So most of the time, your thought gonna create your results. So the
Yeah.
more you're gonna think, oh, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, what result will you create?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So that's why it's really super important to be just aware. If French people are listening to me, I'm not Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Pas
but
français.
just bringing some awareness, to, okay, why am I thinking this? Where am I just, sabotaging myself? Why am I even trying to sabotage myself? It makes no
Yeah.
sense because I'm afraid. Okay, what am I afraid of? And just asking you question and just digging to find, okay, what is the true reason? And
Hmm.
from there, it's easier to work on it.
Yeah. So if you put yourself in a good state
Yeah,
psychologically, and then you got your two sides of your emotions, you got your negative emotions and
yeah,
your positive emotions. So the negative emotions, when you're feeling them from the trigger, that's usually meaning that something might not necessarily be right, or it's a warning signal that you have to change something. And then if you focus on the solution and where you want to go instead of where you don't want to go, you're going to hit the wall. If you focus on where you don't want to go, but the open space is to where you want to go, and that starts to feel good and your physiology gets better. And then you're like, you get more excited, you focus on the positive emotions, and then you take action that are aligned with those emotions, and then you take the action that's aligned with those emotions, you get results that are you actually want, and that's what you're
exactly.
focusing on. But and then if it goes the other way, then it gets you use negative emotions, and then you're doing the things that aren't aligned with where you want to go, and you're focusing on the things that you don't want,
Yeah.
and then that's a whole nother result. So you get to people
And
get to
or
kind of
you
pick.
just do nothing. You just
Yeah.
procrastinate and you just do nothing and nothing happen.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's awesome. Yeah, because it's like they just get stuck. It's like if I do nothing, then I'm kind of safe, but you're not because that's an action too. It's an inaction that you're not doing nothing.
And
It's like,
an
yeah,
inaction, like a non-decision, or a decision and an action. So
yeah,
sometimes you know I didn't decide. Yeah, just by saying you didn't decide means that you decided not to do
yeah,
it. So just be, and some things that we often forget, it's be honest with yourself.
yeah,
Stop BSing
yeah,
you. Stop
yeah.
lying. Because when I say everything starts with you, it's not the word, it's you. So if you're
Hmm.
not honest with you,
Yeah. 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 And that's hard for people, to be honest. We have to look in the mirror and say, you have to, who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing on a regular basis? Am I really fulfilled? Am I really happy? Am I really fulfilling my life's purpose? Do I have a purpose? To ask themselves these questions. And then it's like, well, yeah, maybe I can do something better. Maybe I should do something better, but I'm
yeah.
afraid to do something better. But if I never don't do it, then I could regret it. And then, yeah, it's interesting.
And most of the time people are also sometimes afraid to dream big because it's
Yeah.
like, oh, people gonna say I'm a dreamer and it's not even realistic. But if it's like when people say, I will try. You
Hmm.
will try. You do it or you don't. But if you say,
Yeah.
I will try, it's okay. You start like
It's
it will
Yoda.
work, you know? I hope so. If you hope, it might not work. So
Hmm.
everything, in what you say matters so much. And this is something I'm doing a lot with my clients. It's be mindful of what you are saying, the power
Yeah.
of the words, because
Word for sure.
we don't think, but so many times our words have so much impact. And if you look to the was it Hashimoto experience, with the water, and depending on the words
Yeah.
you put on the water, it's like it's taking a different shape.
Yeah.
Think of all your negative thought, your negative words that you are expressing all the time. What is the vibration of your body? What is the vibration, the energy you are giving back? Because you cannot attract to you if your vibration is low. So
Hmm.
you need to change the vibration, and to change the vibration is by also changing the way you behave, you think, and you talk. So all of these are also a very important thing. And stop letting other validate you. You don't
Hmm.
need them to tell you yes you can, no you can't, or you're such a big dreamer. no one should just crush your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
They're not with the right. Don't give them that power. And I see it so many times how we give our power away for people
Mm-hmm.
just because we're looking for validation. We're
Trying to
looking
please
for
them. Yeah.
acceptance.
Don't want
We
to
try to please and say,
ruffle the boat or anything. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but no, please stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Vibration. So if people can understand vibration, if we can understand that, I see if I got it here. So when you're vibrating, if you're thinking, so you have a way of thinking, you're right here, and I'm right here right now, but I want to get to here. You have to think on a different level that you
Yes.
can believe that you can get up here. Then once you think that you can get up here, then you have to start being the person that would be up here. So you have to implement those emotions and get in alignment with that person. And then you have to take the actions that this person would take right now while you're still here to be able to get up there. Is that kind of how the vibration works? Setting a new paradigm
Yeah.
for yourself, setting a new goal for yourself, setting a new identity to be this person here, even though you're down here. Then you have to start pretending you're this person up here. How do people go about doing that?
This person already exists.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. This person exists, it's you, and it's
Yeah.
just a matter of future pacing. You just
Mm-hmm.
future pace yourself. So if I am in December 2025 and I have done everything that I was supposed to do, what are the results? Those one. Okay, so now I'm Flavie in 20 December 2025, and I'm looking back to me in March 21st, 2025, and I have my event. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how do I manage it? Oh, I'm confident. I know my topic. I know people will love what I will have to share. So it just, this person is already there. She's already living in you. It's just
Yeah.
a matter of time. And sometimes, we say, oh, time has accelerated, but 1 second is still 1 second. We all have 24 hours. So it just is okay. Time is nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
today is already tomorrow, and
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow is already yesterday. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you just think, okay, I future paced myself, this version of myself is already there. I
Yeah.
don't even have to create anything because it's here. I just need to feel what are the emotions that she's feeling. Oh, she's confident. What does it feel to feel confident? Oh, my not elbow, shoulder. Oh,
Shoulders.
they're
Yeah.
more on the back, and I stand like
Yeah.
this, and it's just those kind of things. Because
Yeah.
when you're like this, I think I'm not happy in my life, and just by the tone of my voice, I
Yeah.
have a low energy. But if I
Yeah.
just stand up, I
Yeah.
open my chest, and yes, I'm so happy to be here. The
Yeah.
energy just that is not the same. So the
Yeah.
level of
That's
your
huge.
vibration, you will be more, light. You will be more solar. You will reflect differently, and people will see it. You feel when someone is depressed,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel that the level of energy is low, so the vibration of the person is low. But when you have someone who's confident,
Mm-hmm.
who got certainty, who believe in himself, the
Mm-hmm.
vibration is much more higher. Now, is
Mm-hmm.
this person fulfilled? This is another topic, but you can feel the vibration of the people just by seeing them. And it's just for me to say, okay, how do you want to be? How do you want to feel when you will have achieved this?
Yeah. So people can go in and out of that state, like just in, so they can go from here to like yes to like
Yes.
to like yes. So it
Yeah.
doesn't take them years and years and years and years to
No.
be able to. It's like if you get yourself in a state, like you said, that person already exists, and you get yourself in a state as though the person already exists because he or she does already exist, and then you get into that physiology, you get into the emotional mindset, and you start
Yeah.
taking the actions as if it does already exist because it does already exist, and then yeah, it just keeps the momentum
You
going.
need
But
to
then
embody it. Yeah. You need
yeah.
to feel it, because if you stay in your head, it's like, yes, I'm dreaming. Yeah, but it will not become a reality. You need really to embody it. For me, the embodiment is so important, because this
Mm-hmm.
is where everything is happening. Your cell have a memory. So,
Yeah,
if you
the
feel confident,
anchoring.
yeah,
Yeah,
you anchoring it. So they will know, they will feel it, and they will remember it, and they will, okay, we are ready, to just give it all and remember that confidence and so on. But if you want to stay depressed, of course you can. But it's your
yeah,
choice, it's your decision. And I
yeah,
know that I had so many people depressed around me, and I don't want to be like them. Definitely not, So that's why people say you are always smiling, you're always joyful. Say, yeah, because this is what I want. I want to be
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
high vibration. Can you imagine if we were all depressed and not happy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Friends, you come to friends most of the time. You will find happy people.
Yeah. 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 That's amazing because it's like you have to be this person, you have to do these sets of actions and you have to feel this sort of emotion and you have to put yourself in these environments and create these habits. And then to be a depressed person, it almost takes more energy from you to be negative and depressed because it's like people think it's more work to be happier and to do things that are going to be at a higher level, but it seems like it might even be, it's not easy obviously, but once you start developing these things as habits and creating that physiology within yourself, and then you start feeling better, then your environments start to get a little bit better. And people think that I
Exactly.
used to think I could change people and I can help these people, but it's like you have to help yourself first. And once you help yourself first and you change yourself first, then the people around you start to change. You start attracting better people into your life.
Yes,
So if people think that they can change other people, I had this issue for the longest time. It's like I want these people to do it, but I have to work on me
you need
first.
to work on you first.
Yeah, work on me first and look at
Yeah.
myself first, get ask my questions first, and then do that all work within me first. Yeah,
Yes, and this is what most of people are missing because they think to help others, I need to be there for them. But if you don't have, what to hold your energy, because honestly, when you try to save people, it's
yeah,
draining.
yeah, oh
And
yeah, you can.
and you can't. And so when you start with you, I love to say that be the lighthouse, because if you are the lighthouse, then everybody will see you shine and they will say, I want to be like you. And your life is just, oh my God, it's just like a balm in my heart. So
Hmm.
start working on you and you will create a ripple effect of the
Yeah.
well-being you just emit in a way. And you shared something important about who you are surrounding with. If you are
Hmm.
surrounded by just depressed people, you will
Hmm.
end depressed. If you are surrounded by happy people, you will end happy. So be around people who gonna stretch you, who gonna,
Encourage and build you up, and
yeah,
yeah, it's like,
pull you up, not pull you down, but pull you up. So that's why look all around you. Who are the people you are surrounded by? Is it
hmm,
people you feel good with and you feel empowered? Or when you end your dinner or whatever you are doing with them, it's like, "Oof, oh my God, what a
yeah.
time. Now I'm just going to go to bed." No.
Yeah.
And you can't. I had a beautiful discussion this week with a very high level coach. And he told me, when you are the first in your domain, so he was organizing a dinner with so number one, the woman who has raised the biggest investment for her startup, and another top executive woman. And he said, when you are the first in your domain, do you think that you are surrounded by people who are lower than you?
Hmm.
No. Do you think that people who are billionaires are surrounded by people who are like standard workers? No, because they want to be surrounded by people who elevate them, not to
Hmm.
make them feel lower. So
Hmm.
that's why if you want to grow your health, your relationship, your spirituality, be with people who are ahead of you, not
Hmm.
behind you, but ahead of you, and be open to learn, to grow, to connect with them. And sometimes and this is where sometimes your imposter syndrome, I don't know if I can belong to the room. If you are here, it's for a reason. So
Hmm.
trust yourself, trust the process, and know that everything is happening for a reason. And you are not deserving more, less than anyone. You deserve it. This is your birthright. You are born to be worthy. So never
Hmm.
forget this.
Yeah. Yeah. Putting yourself in the environments and putting yourself in the rooms. And then more about that is like eating the right food. Because, yeah, food, what you put in your mouth and what you put in your brain, like the garbage that's on the news. And then a lot of these TV shows, that's how it gets in bed. Like even when you're young, if you're around people that are continuously telling you what you cannot do,
Exactly. You
and
can
that
dream.
you're not worthy. It's like that gets embodied in yourself, then you start to believe it. So the same is true for the opposite side of that. If you get around people that telling you what you can do and are
Yeah.
positive, that are encouraging you, that's going to help you progress to where you can go as opposed to where you can't
You
go.
can't. Yeah.
So yeah, that's amazing, because I started doing that too. It's like watching, like you said, how you talk to yourself and all the words that you speak. So what gets programmed into your mind by the television and the news and the people you hang out with and all your surroundings that get put into
Well,
your mind and your body is like
I,
huge.
I don't have the TV since years, and I don't have any application let me know what is happening in the world. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm sorry. And so it was, I think, yesterday. My husband is kind of the opposite of me, and it was, oh, the government announced that they have
Yeah,
uh,
it's
open,
brutal.
a new law where they will be able to take our economy to, if we're in a war against Russia, they will be able to take our economy. And I was, okay, you know what? I don't want to put energy in those kind of things. You know,
Hmm.
I will just remove my economy from my bank account.
Yeah.
We'll do like during the war, below, the bed. But I don't want to know about all those things. It's like, and my grandma is the same. It's always what's wrong happening in the world. And I was,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care,
Yeah.
and, but something maybe that's going to make you laugh, but you're Canadian, you're not American. But for us, when you're at school, you raise your hand only when you know the answer.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you are kind of ashamed to say, oh, I got wrong. So you never
Hmm.
dare to raise your hand and say, okay, I will try to give the answer to the teacher. And I
Yeah.
remember when I was 15, I went to the US 1 week with my school, and I went to a US school. And here, the teacher asked a question, and I saw 90% of the kids raising the hand. And I was,
Mhm.
are they
Yeah.
so clever? Do they
Yeah.
all know the answer? That was my first reflection. And in
Yeah.
fact, no, it was that they were just trying to say, try. Don't
Hmm.
think it's wrong. Just try. If you try, if it's good, great. If it's wrong, you will learn. And I
Hmm.
remember our teacher were correcting the copies, with red, like, this is wrong. You have
Yeah.
no green. In US, it was okay, corrected in green. And it's okay. You had, I don't know, 6 out of 10. Great. You had six good answer.
Yeah.
Wait, you did four mistakes. So just the kind of
Yeah.
what we're saying. Are you seeing just the mistakes, or are you seeing all the good things you have done? And most of the time we focus on what we're missing and not
Hmm.
what we have achieved. So
Hmm.
again, it's a matter of perspective. Which prism do you want to use? The one with everything is gray and black, or where everything is white and possible? Because yes, you may not get it perfect the first time, but you will
Hmm.
learn, you will
Hmm.
grow, you will reiterate, you will try again, and you will expand.
Hmm. Yeah, doing something more time, because you can't do it once or twice or for a week or for a month. If you keep doing it over and over and over again, then it gets instilled within you, and then it becomes easy. You do the hard stuff, then you make the hard stuff easy, and then you do something else that's hard, and then that becomes easy. So it just keeps kind of the cycle like that, because it's too
Yeah,
hard. You're afraid to try it, but the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Just like when we're kids, we don't stop trying to walk because we know we're going to walk. So we're going to do
yeah,
whatever it takes to walk. And then we're going to do whatever
exactly.
it takes to talk. Yeah. So it's the same kind of thing with this. You just keep doing it till you get it.
You fall over 2,000 times before walking. Can you
Hmm.
imagine as an adult how many
Yeah.
times when you try something, you say, stop it, stop
Yeah.
it. Imagine
Yeah.
if an adult was doing exactly the same that they are doing with us adults and we're doing with the kids. We won't be able to talk. We won't be able
Mhm.
to walk. Just,
Yeah.
be
Nothing. Yeah.
careful. You might
Yeah.
hurt yourself. No, you cannot walk because it can be dangerous. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fall.
You're
Don't
going to
try to
fail.
even
You're going to
don't
fall.
even try walking. You just might as well keep crawling your whole life. Yeah.
Yeah. But what if, okay, I believe in you. Just try and we will see. It
Hmm.
would be so different. So
Yeah.
if you have kids, think of this too.
Yeah. It's amazing.
empower, empower your kids, empower your teenager, trust them, believe them, and even when you are with your clients, believe in them and show them what is really possible.
Yeah, that's so huge. We can go on for this on about this forever, because it's why would parrot, because it's just the way we're conditioned. So
Yes.
you're going to walk no matter what, you're going to talk no matter what, you're going to make them do all these things, and they're going to fail. You fail so many times, but you know you're going to walk, and you know you're going to talk, and you know you're
Yeah.
going to tie your shoes, and you know you're going to be able to dress yourself, and you fail at it, but it's okay to fail. There's nothing wrong with failing, because failing is a part of the process.
But
But that's
suddenly,
just like, yeah, just like you said, oh, look how many you got, two wrong on that test, you got three wrong on that test. So they point out what you got wrong, but
yeah,
you got 7 or 8 right. And
yeah,
then, okay, I figure out where I went wrong, and then I can get those right. But it's not that big a deal, because you can't be perfect on everything you do. You can't be 100% at everything you do all the time. And that even
and
stresses
so
people out and gives people anxiety, because it's not perfect.
exactly.
Or I'm not perfect.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm far from being perfect too. But this is where, our imposter syndrome is coming. It's what if? What if someone is seeing me? What if I get it wrong? What if? And what
Yeah.
if you just try it?
Somebody will
And
say
after you
something.
will see, you will learn. But yes, this is so ingrained, from our childhood, from what we have been hearing, doing, and so on, that sometimes it's becoming an unconscious. And so you need to go to this subconscious part of you and say, okay,
Hmm.
you are safe. You are safe, because most of the time what happens is we have the feelings that if I'm going in that direction, I won't be safe. So it's all your nervous system would just,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
can't do this. So you
Yeah.
need first to make sure that your nervous system is fine. And after, look, you're safe. You can do it. And from
Hmm.
there, you can take just, and it's not a matter of a giant step. It's one small step and one small step and
Yeah.
one small step. And
Yeah.
after you just take the time to say, oh my God, I've been
Hmm.
doing all of these. It's like I've been sharing in a group that I remember when I did my first funnel. It was in 2023. It was basic. And nowadays, when I'm looking, what I'm creating is like, wow, I've learned so much. But I tried. Sometimes it didn't work. But
Hmm.
I didn't let myself stop because I was, okay, I don't know. Maybe it's not good enough. Because in that case, you don't do anything and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
pass aside your life. And this is not what you want for your life.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's very, very. And then what about people? What are people going to say about me? What are my family going to say about me? What are people going to think about me? It's like you can't care what
No,
anybody else
no.
thinks
And
at all. Yeah.
sometimes, you will see as much as you grow that your friends, sometimes even your family,
Hmm.
they might say, "Oh, you have changed." I just improved. Maybe I have changed, but you stayed exactly at the same
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
And so that's why after the person you are surrounding by may change because you stay here. I evolved. You don't want to change. Thank you.
They
It
get
was
dropped
nice,
off. Yeah.
to spend those years with you, but now it's over. And to be completely honest, my father raised me, and it was type like you're just a numb. You will never do anything of your life. You're not enough. That was a daily, daily, daily. So of course it had a
Yeah.
lot of impact on my confidence. And when I was 20, I was, you know what? I have enough of hearing that daily. So
Hmm.
let me prove myself what I'm capable of. And thank you, but I cut
Hmm.
any relationship with my father. And now it's 25 years. I don't have seen him. He doesn't know he's a grandpa, and that's okay. But
Yeah.
sometimes you need to make hard choice to move forward on the life that you truly want, and not
Yeah.
trying to make yourself lower just to satisfy others. And
Hmm.
your friendship might change, and that's okay. You're not entitled to anyone. So you just be grateful for the moment you have been living together, and always say, okay, I'm just moving my way. You want to be part of it, fine. But if you are not aligned with who I am, who I'm becoming, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how people project their own beliefs on other
Yeah.
people. Because if I can't do it, then you can't do it. And a
And you
lot of
can't do
people, yeah, if you,
no.
yeah, it's like they
And that's
should.
where, yeah.
Yeah, they're hurt and they want to hurt other people. And I've never understood that, but that's kind of how it is. If I got treated this way, I'm gonna make sure everybody else gets treated this way because I didn't get treated good. I'm gonna make sure other people aren't treated good. Where you can break that cycle, and anybody can do it. And it's
Yes.
difficult. And I've never really understood. Even Tony, when he had his bad parenting experiences and whatnot, he was talking about where they were projecting his dad got mad because that one day when I can't remember what holiday it was, this guy knocked on the door to
Thanksgiving.
give them food.
Thanksgiving.
And yeah, his dad got angry. It's like where
Yeah.
Tony's like, somebody actually cares about us, and then they don't even know us, and they're going to give us food. Where his dad had the psychology where he's getting angry. It's like, how dare
Yeah.
somebody come in here and give us food? It's like, yeah, that's a whole different mind shift
Yeah.
because they project their like negativity,
The
and they want you
fears.
to be,
Their
yeah.
fears, they just protect their fears on you, but it doesn't mean that you are not resourceful to handle it in a different way. So
Hmm.
never let anyone tell you what you're capable or not capable of, because you're the only one who knows. And most of the time, you have much more than what you ever think. And I've
Hmm.
seen it, with my client, they say, "No, I can't do this." And you will see, you will be able to. But
Yeah.
sometimes you need someone who believing in you more than what you do to push you through, and say, "Look, you can do it." And so many of my clients say, "Oh my God, I would never think I would be able to do that." But you did, because I didn't tell you, "No, don't do that. It can be careful. It can be dangerous, or that's so
Yeah.
ridiculous." No, I was,
Yeah.
do it. Just do
Yeah.
it. You can do it, and it's so different when you have someone empowering you from someone just saying, "No,"
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That's gorgeous. Anyway, we're up close to an hour here. We can go on forever for hours, but I think we'll. Are you okay if we end it here and we can go over your offer? You got that event going on, so where can people can go here? I'll put this. I think I can
Yes.
press
So
this
it's on
button.
flavieberleand.com/new era
You
to
got the. So I
oh,
just
look
learned
at
how to do this. It's like yeah, right here,
yeah.
yourbizyourrules.com. That's where they can. That's where.
That's my main
That's
website.
your
And
main
for
page. Yeah.
the Flavie Berleand/new era, it's to register and join me for 3 days next week if you just want to transform your life. And I can assure you that you will come in a way and you will get out of 3 days. Oh my God, completely different.
Yeah.
And it's
Transformation.
free. It's completely free. So it's 1 hour per day for 3 days. And you are more than welcome. So next week,
Cool.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Cool. And that what time? And that's France time, which would be
So it's gonna be five. Let me see. I think it's 5 p.m. for me. It's gonna be noon EST and 9 a.m. PST. So MST, I don't know.
yeah. They can get a hold of you. They and what's your social platforms? You're on Facebook and
On
Instagram.
Facebook, Flavie_Berleand, and on Instagram, exactly the same. Be careful. I have Flavie_Berleand, which is the one in English, and I have Flavie dot period Berleand,
Yeah.
which is in French. Don't tag
Yeah.
this one. I have almost 400 followers on Instagram. You know it's a good one in English. Otherwise, you will hear me speak in French and you may not get it. So
Le français.
I
Yeah.
don't use this one.
All right. Yeah. It's super cool talking to you. I'm glad we got to do this. I was looking forward to this all
Yeah,
morning. And yeah, this is a great conversation. Like I say, we can go on for hours about all this different
sure.
because you can go on this way, this way, this way. But yeah.
Thank you
Great
so much,
talk.
Mike.
Yeah, great
Thank you
talking
so
to
much.
you, and we'll have to do it again sometime. Have yourself.
Yeah,
It's the afternoon there now. It's almost evening, I think, or something.
yeah.
Almost
Well, it's
supper time,
6
maybe.
p.m. It's still sunshine. Look.
All right. Well, great talking to you, Flavie. It's been a pleasure,
Thank
and
you so
we'll
much.
see you